Now to delve into agri insurance and how it can help boost food security is the General Manager Underwriting at the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, Abuja. She is Florence Onwanuku. You welcome to Business Express. Hope I have got the pronunciation of your name correctly.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, great. We're talking about agri insurance. A lot of flood. We had reports of drought in about two northern states. This is added risk to agricultural production at a time we're talking about food security. Can you tell us the importance? This is very necessary because in time past we've had a lot of losses. At least 2 years ago, we had farmers who have accessed a whole lot of money, grants under the Anchor borrowers from the CBN, but they could not refund some of these monies because flood had taken over their farms. How important is it to insure agricultural produce?
To insure agricultural projects, I would say it is a vital and a necessary thing for any agricultural activity to be covered by insurance. Why? Because with insurance, the agricultural activity will be fully protected against loss by the insurance company, mitigating against risk and uncertainty that is involved in the activities. This is because most of the activities involved in agricultural value chain are always faced with various natural disasters, such as flood, as you have just mentioned, drought, fire, damage arising from uncontrollable diseases, pests, etc. And for the farmer to survive under this uncertainty, the insurance acts as a safety net for the farmers by making sure that in the event of the occurrence of loss, the insurance company will compensate the insured up to the value of the loss.
Okay, let me hold your thoughts here.
Okay.
You know, there is this thing about insurance that a handful of people, I'll call it handful, many people really don't understand. They will tell you, okay, why do I need to pay an amount of money as insurance in case something happens? They will tell you, okay, everything in the hands of God and all of that. But again, as you've pointed out how important it is following what has happened in time past, losses just in Kaduna here, some months ago, we had the blitz, the ginger blitz thing that has affected ginger. A whole lot of people have had to go bankrupt. Some have even lost their lives because of the amount they lost in that investment. Now, what are the basic things farmers need to know about insurance, and at what time should you come into insurance?
The basic thing that the farmers have to know about insurance is that they must have a contract with an insurer. This contract will mean that the farmer have to pay a token, which is often referred to as premium, to the insurance company. That activates the insurance. That sets the contract in motion, meaning that the insured, the farmer this time around, is fully covered for any unforeseen losses. Then, knowing about this insurance, the farmer too have to know that as soon as this payment is made, it is the obligation of the insurance company to inspect the project to be certain. And during the inspection, risk improvement measure can be recommended to the farmer. And after this inspection, that is when the policy contract, known as policy document, is issued to the farmer, where explicit terms and conditions of the contract is stated, especially on the terms of claim payments. In that policy document, that is when you will see the period of insurance that is associated to the product, to the crop, to the livestock, whatever the project is. And in the event of a loss, the farmer is expected to report directly to the corporation within the period stated in the policy. For livestock, it's expected to inform the insurer within 24 to 48 hours. And for crop, within 72 hours of the occurrence of the fact that there was a flood in his farm, of the fact that there was a drought in his farm. And based on this, a second inspection will be carried out by the corporation, known as the post-loss inspection, to ascertain the fact that there was a loss actually on that farm and the extent of loss. It is based on this that offer will be made to the insured, and when this offer is acceptable to the insured, he executes what they call a discharge voucher. That is just a statement saying, this is what we are offering for the flood that affected your farm. And when this is done, payment is made directly to the farmer's account. So these are the things that the farmer have to know. The farmer have to know that NAIC, Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, is an organization that has been established to implement the National Agricultural Scheme. And it is through this organization that the farmer can enjoy the 50% subsidy paid by the federal government and the state government where the farm is located. So with this information at hand, the farmer will be fully insured, and the hazard, he will have peace of mind that there is somebody somewhere that is ready to take up all hazard that are beyond his control.
Okay, before I lose this point, I had 50% subsidy. That is interesting. At what point does a farmer benefit from this subsidy? And talking about compliance, you agree with me that farmers will not just willingly want to key into this, as interesting as the packages and incentives are. Would there be any, will I say, level of compliance that NAIC follows up to ensure for farmers to get some sort of subsidies or support or grants that comes from government?
There is subsidy at the payment of premium.
Okay.
Yes, at the payment of premium, there is subsidy. And there is always sensitization on this subsidy to farmers. Very often, this sensitization is done through the banks when disbursement is being made. And there is compulsion that for every loan, every credit facility, there must be an insurance before you can access that loan. At that point, that's where you get the 50 subsidy. And that is what makes most of the farmers to insure their farm. But for those that does not go through credit facility, we have to sensitize them on one-on-one, identify the projects where they are. NAIC, as a corporation, we have our offices in the 36 of the federation, including FCTA. So within each state, sensitization are being carried out to go after the farmers.
Okay, with this sensitization, before and now, what's the impact in terms of response to farmers, response of farmers to some of these incentives and the need to insure their crops, and also in terms of talking about livestock?
With the sensitization, most of them actually insure, but still some are not willing to insure for some reasons that they advance. Some because of their belief. Some will tell you that their farm is in the hand of God and that God will take care of the farm. Some will tell you that they have economic issues that they are dealing with input, they are dealing with this, they may not be able to pay insurance. What they want is food. Some have not come up for insurance because they've not been able to go to the farm because of the security situation in the country.
Okay, in all of this, how can your initiatives now help boost food security? Aside the insurance, do you also reach out to some of these farmers to enlighten them on best practices?
We do, and this is why we normally have a pre-insurance, a monetary insurance, a post-loss. At every stage that this inspection is done, information, lack of proper management of the farm arising from this inspection are normally discussed with the clients and normally shared with them, and possible suggestions are given to them. In our corporation, we have different experts in different fields of agri that go for this project to inspect and come out with things that will improve the farm for food security and sustainability of the productivity of the farmer.
Okay, give us timelines going forward with the efforts you're making. What's the response level you're expecting?
The response level, it depends on the farmer. But so far, especially with the climate change now, most of the farmers on their own call the corporation to talk about insurance. They call the corporation that I have a farm I want to insure. Because it seems as if everybody in the country knows what is happening about flood. And the flood issue has been, everybody has been informed of the flood issue for a very long time now. So people on their own are coming to Nigeria Agricultural Insurance Corporation that they want to insure their farm, they want to access the subsidy. So I think there is a lot of improvement on the farmers coming in.
Thank you very much, Florence Onwanoku, for your contributions at this time. As a civil servant, I'm also permitted to go into farming. Hope by the time we come, we're also going to benefit from the 50% subsidy.
Every farmer, provided you are a Nigerian, you can benefit.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your
50% subsidy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a pangolin